Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, good morning. This is Fat Gentle Flow, and we're going to start seated, excuse me. So if you have a bolster or something to sit on, go ahead and grab that. And I'm Tiffany, if you didn't know. Somebody's like, you need to introduce yourself. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm Tiffany. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. So go ahead and find your spot. I encourage you to stay on camera, but you don't have to. And we'll get started just seated. So I don't play any music in my classes, but if you'd like to play music on your end, you're muted, so we can't hear you. So go ahead if you'd like. If you have some blocks, have them handy, but it's not like necessary. You don't have to have them. So let's just begin in a comfortable seated position. And I like to recommend putting something under your hips, but you don't have to. You can sit on the mat, but this makes it a little bit more comfortable. So if you don't have a bolster, then maybe 2 pillows or a blanket or something like that, because we'll be seated for a while, maybe even up to like half the class. So this flow is really meant to just like stretch everything out and like really be chill. So let's find our eyes to be closed, shoulders moving away from ears, hands can just kind of come to your knees. And then once you kind of find like that perfect spinal alignment, take a deep inhale and then open mouth exhale. Let it all go. Deep inhale here. Open mouth exhale. So just begin to breathe normally, and let's check in with our bodies. So just kind of starting with our toes and maybe giving a wiggle, flexing some muscles here. And just move up your body, kind of checking in with everything. And just keep in mind, like, I might get up just because there's somebody who's trying to get in. So keep your eyes closed or have a super soft gaze. But let's just check into our bodies. So how's your neck feeling? How's your back feeling? How's everything feeling? How are you feeling? So maybe that's the intention for today. How are you feeling? And where do you feel it? I love that. I love that because then you really can kind of tap into it during class. So let's go there. Take another deep inhale here. Open mouth exhale. Really let it go. Sink into the mat or into your bolster as you exhale. And then as we like continue checking in with our body, just maybe you've worked your way up to your head. You can relax your jaw, relax your eyeballs, your ears, all these fun places we like to hold tension. And let's begin to seal our lips and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. So this is our Ujjayi breath. So today we'll be breathing a little bit differently in the beginning. I'd like to extend the inhale and then really extend the exhale. So as we inhale, find a count of like 3, 4, maybe 5. And then as we exhale, I'd like for you to double it. So inhale to 3, exhale to 6. Inhale to 4, exhale to 8. So let's try a couple rounds on our own. And then we'll do like a little chair exercise or a climbing exercise where we start low and then we work our way up and then we come back down. What is that called? Ladder exercise, I think, going up and down. So Go ahead and just play with it a little bit. Inhaling for a count, and then exhaling for like that double amount. So really bringing focus to the breath, and lots of like intention here as far as like being present in the breath, which is really cool. It calms our nervous system, it lowers our heart rate. There's so many benefits to like breathing. So let's do a few rounds together. So take a deep inhale here, and then exhale. And then inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's just take a couple more rounds on our own. This can be like a great meditation technique. This can also just be needed at a time where you're stressed or you're not really sure like what to do, maybe being confused or frustrated. Just take a moment or two and just go and count your breaths. And bringing that focus to the counting is what really calms everything down, because you're focused on counting and then you're focused on the breath. So whatever the situation is has gone away, and then you can just focus on that. So it's kind of just a really cool tool to have in your toolbox. So go ahead and finish that last breath wherever you're at. And then let's find our Ujjayi breath. So as we inhale and exhale, we just match. So if we're inhaling for 4, we then exhale for 4. So take a deep inhale here, and then exhale. And find your rhythm. So you can choose 4, 5, or 6. Inhaling slowly, sipping it in, and then exhaling to that same count. This should sound like an ocean wave kind of roaring through your throat. As we tap into the breath, let's check back in with that intention. So, how are you feeling? Ask yourself, how are you feeling? How are you feeling mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically? It's interesting how these feelings can just kind of evolve into something completely different. So, how are you feeling? We'll just take a couple more rounds of breath here. I'll let you kind of dive into how you're feeling, and maybe if you're feeling good, if that's the surface, why are you feeling good? If there's a reason, let's dive into it. Is there something happening today? Are you excited about it? If you're feeling bad, why are you feeling bad? Is there something you're dreading for today? Did something bad happen? What's the reason? How can you let yourself sit in a calm vibe? Take some time to think about it as we cycle through just a couple more rounds of breath here. On that next exhale, begin to come to center. So just bring your awareness so that maybe you lift up your chest a little bit, you sit up straighter. Hands are in your lap, and allow your right ear to go right shoulder. So stretching out your neck. And then left ear to left shoulder gets a good stretch. You can take your left hand down to the mat, or the top of the hand can meet the base of the spine. So just kind of bringing it behind. You can keep your eyes closed or open them. And then just allow your chin to just maybe lift and lower, tapping into all the little stretchy spots in your neck. Taking some time here to stretch out your neck. It holds up your head, and that weighs a lot, and there's a lot of muscles in your neck. And then go ahead and release your hand. Come back to center. Allow that left ear to go to left shoulder, and find your stretch on the other side. Try all the spots with your hands. So hand to the mat, hand, top of the hand meets the base of the spine. Maybe it feels good on one side, not the other. So just listen to your body. Like my right shoulder is like, I don't like this, so I'm gonna do this. So it's like Goldilocks. Which one is the best? Which one feels the best? Which one is just right? You can lift and lower your chin, finding the stretch into the different places. On that next exhale, you could bring your chin all the way back down to your chest, or down to your chest. I guess we haven't been here yet. And let's stretch out the back of the spine, and you can kind of wiggle your head a little bit here. And then go ahead and find complete circles. So complete neck circles all the way around, going really slowly with intention. Go around 2 times, and then go in the opposite direction 2 times. And just notice if your shoulders have kind of drifted forward. So just align them again. And then go in that opposite direction if you need to. And then once you've gone around 2 times in both directions, come back to center. And then inhale, both arms come up. And exhale, we reach forward. Hands meet the floor. You can keep your eyes closed, or you can open them. It's up to you. And this is just a passive stretch. So shoulders can be rounded here. You can feel the stretch into your back. You could even wiggle your shoulders. Just kind of beginning to warm up here. And my legs are extended, but you can have legs crossed or one leg. It's whatever's comfortable. So there's no right way to do this stretch. On that next exhale, we rise all the way back up. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, allow our right hand to meet the mat. Let's find our side stretch here. So left side really digs into the mat, so that left hip stays down while the left hand reaches over. And then let's bring our hand all the way forward, so it's like we're reaching towards our right foot. So you find that stretch in the the left side back almost, and then reach your hand around, almost like you're hovering. Go slow here, just kind of finding this different stretch, and then the left hand can come to the mat as we reach over to the left. So right hand is like reaching and hovering over or towards the left leg. So just finding the side stretch, and then you can kind of come back over to this side. And then one more time, back over to the left. And then bring your right hand up and over, finding that side stretch that we began with. So right hip digging in, right arm reaching over. And then bring both arms up, twist over to the right, and then bring your hands down. And take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, find a twist. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we twist. On that next exhale, we come back to center. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, we twist over to the left. Both arms come down, and we look over the left shoulder. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we twist. Just finding a gentle seated twist here. On that next exhale, both hands come forward. Bring your hands behind you, and then just switch the direction of the legs. So whichever direction you're in, my legs were extended, so now I will just be in butterfly. But if you had like one leg, just use the other leg that was extended. So just switch up this version of the legs. Inhale, both arms come up. And then exhale, we reach forward, and let's let this stretch be passive. So shoulders round, and we just find a little bit of like a back stretch with it too. So your hips, your back, your thighs, everything should be feeling a stretch here. Take a deep inhale, maybe lift up a little bit, and then exhale, fold a little bit more. And then tap into that intention, like, how do I feel? How do I feel? Why do I feel that way? On that next exhale, we rise all the way back up, and then let's extend our right leg out in front of us, finding seated tree. And then the left leg can come to our thigh or to the calf. So up to you, you pick. I'm going to choose the calf. So flex that right foot, and then just find a little semi-twist over to the right. I feel like it aligns your torso directly over your leg a little bit better. Inhale, both arms come up, and exhale, we reach forward, and our hands can land on our shin, ankle, or toes, wherever it lands, it's good. And then we inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, we fold. So just take some deep breaths here. Feel into the stretch. Don't stare at your like toes or like the hairs that you missed while you were shaving. Why is it that happens every single time when you shave? It's like, gosh, it just is what it is. Don't ever get like a tattoo in a place where you can have a lot of hair, because you're just gonna miss it. And then go ahead and lift up your chest and switch sides. So left leg extends, right leg comes to the heel of the foot or the sole of the foot meets the calf or the thigh. And then find a little semi-twist over to the left, and then come back to center. Flex your left foot. Inhale, both arms come up, and exhale, we reach forward, finding seated tree on this side. So take a deep inhale, we lift the chest, and exhale, we fold. I mean, why does it matter? Our hair is growing, it's fall, we're not shaving anymore, right? Like we've all collectively decided. that we've stopped shaving, like it's a thing until about what, March? Okay with it, honestly. Take a deep inhale, lift the chest, exhale, we fold. And then go ahead and rise all the way back up. And then this time we bring our legs wide. So finding a seated or wide-legged forward fold seated. Flex our feet and maybe even just kind of rotate slightly. This is just to kind of like feel into the hips. And then I like to just let my hands drop right in front of me and then lift the chest and then slowly walk my hands out in front. So leading with the chest. Here, flexing my foot. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like a flock of geese that are like flying over my house and they're really loud. Like they are up and they are moving. Like the leader is like yelling at everybody else, like fly this way, honk, honk. Oh my gosh. Random things in my yoga class. Yesterday, if you were in my yoga class, my group class, Alexa just had a lot to say. Oops, sorry, I just woke her up. Miss somebody who will not be named, whose name is Alexa, had a lot to say. She kept playing music, and I was like, stop it. Just focus on taking a deep inhale, lifting the chest, exhale, we forward fold, and maybe walk the hands out. I feel like my electronics are all against me sometimes. It's like my phone was ringing yesterday and that woman electronic device was like going off like randomly. It was craziness. And this morning it's geese just flying over my house. What will be next? We don't know, but we're not going to ask because we don't want to know. And just notice, like, maybe if your elbows are bending, if you can walk your hands forward anymore. We're here for maybe another 30 seconds. So just taking some deep inhales and exhales. Hopefully my stories have distracted you. You're welcome. Oh, I hear them more. They sound like they're dying. Crazy geese. Not like I live, well, I live kind of like in agricultural area, kind of. So, I mean, but not near like bodies of water where geese would normally be at. I don't know, but they're here over my house. On that next exhale, we rise all the way back up. And then let's find tabletop. So coming onto all fours, we can move our bolster out of the way. If you need something for your knees, like a blanket, something cushiony, go ahead and grab that. And then hands will be right directly under shoulders, so wrists under shoulders, and then knees under hips. And then spread your fingers. Take a deep inhale, allow your belly to hang. And then exhale, round the back. Find your cat. Inhale, find cow. Exhale, find cat. Just roll through a couple rounds of breath here. And you can find some organic movement, maybe moving your hips a little bit, or maybe making the wave, or doing some barrel rolls, or you can just kind of stay with cat-cows. It's up to you. On that next exhale, go ahead and push yourself up to like a kneeling posture. We're going to work on our hips. So if you have something for your knees, like a pillow or blanket, I would say grab that. I like to use a bolster. If you have blocks, you can set those up in the front of your mat like this, but if you don't, it's totally fine. You don't have to have them or use them. So think about, this is where your knee will go, and then the foot will go in the front. This will be like a low lunge. So beginning with the left knee onto the pillow, right leg swings around and finds a low lunge. So both knees are bent. You can have this back toe tucked or untucked. I like an untuck. Anybody watch that Seinfeld episode? Hands to hips. Think about that right hip really sinking down. I feel like Seinfeld is like not this generation whatsoever. Like it's way too old. Like Friends are still applicable, but like Seinfeld, it's like you got to be 30 at least to get it. So if you know, you know, but like Seinfeld episode where where George Costanza is basically saying like to the hotel person, I want an untuck on the on his bed. And then just begin to lean forward and just kind of like sink into the hip. You can bring your hands forward if you're here onto the blocks. If you have no blocks, you can keep your hands to your hips. And then you can bring your blocks with you if you're using them, or if you're not, you can always keep hands to hips, or bring your hands to the mat if you have no blocks. So flex your foot and let's sink this right hip down. So we're finding half split. So this is how your foot should look. So flexed, and then there could be a slight bend in your knee, not necessary, but if you'd like that, then you can do that. And then really sinking that right hip down. So George was asking Seinfeld, like, do you want a tuck or an untuck? And like, he was saying, he's like, I'll take a tuck. And then George is like, I want an untuck, and Seinfeld wants a tuck. And so he gets in bed and everything is tucked in and he's like frustrated. It's like, I don't know why like the stupidest stuff on Seinfeld was funny. It just was. And you're probably, if you've never seen Seinfeld, you're probably like, what are you talking about? And then bring both blocks to the inside of your right foot, and then come back and find that lunge. And let's heel toe our right foot off of the mat and find lizard. So both blocks are at the front if you're using them. Otherwise, hands are on the mat. And so it's like your knee is in line with your shoulder. And we're just kind of stretching out our hips here. So your right knee can go off to the right. You can kind of feel within this like range of motion. So maybe your hips dip down and you're looking up if you're using blocks, or maybe your hips are sinking back and you're feeling it that way. So either way is good. I like to really sink in the hips forward. This gets into the left front of the left leg when your hips are really sinking forward. So wherever you're at, just take a couple of deep breaths here, and it's perfect. Maybe something comes up for you here when you're in this low lunge or this lizard lunge. So how do you feel? You feel like this is like a fight or flight, like I can't stay in this any longer? Or is it like, I can do this, I got this? Then go ahead and push your hips back. If you're using blocks, you can walk your hands back a little bit and then use those for leverage as you swing around your right leg. And then bring your blocks back up to the front if you're using them. If you're not, then don't worry about it. And then maybe just sit back onto your heels and just notice the difference between the right and the left leg. It's kind of cool. Come back up on your right knee this time. Left leg moves forward and find that low lunge. So sinking those hips down, feeling into the stretch. I feel like if you were to do this like every single day, you could have splits in like 6 months. And this is somebody who's like completely inflexible. Like anybody could have it, you know, practically, depending. Most people could have splits. I think the thing about splits and different things like that is like, well, with a regular practice, you could do anything, you know, within 6 months, practically. I mean, I couldn't grow a foot taller, but, you know, as far as being capable of doing splits and different things, it's a practice. So just take some deep breaths here in this low lunge. So really focus on where are you feeling it? Maybe like the top of the right leg feels it, that deep hip stretch. And then slowly begin to rock your hips back, find your half split. So flex that left foot and find that left hip to sink down. So really try to think about that down, down, down action. Flex your foot, sinking that hip down, and then relax your neck. And then if your hands are on the mat, totally fine. Just have a light touch here. I mean, you could have your whole hand on the mat, but your whole back of the left leg should feel a deep stretch here. So as long as you're feeling that, then you're doing it. That should be what you're feeling. So what are you feeling? And then is there anything else that's coming up while you're working on your half split? So really focus on that left hip digging down, down, down. We'll be here for just one more breath. On that next exhale, bring both blocks to the inside of the left foot. Begin to bend the knee and heel toe that left foot so the heel stays onto the mat. The toes come off. So you're kind of like at a 45-degree angle. I like to move the blocks to the front, but you can also just use your hands onto the mat. And then slowly begin to like allow your hips to dip down. So it's like knee is in line with shoulders, kind of. Yeah, it just depends. I have long arms. I guess that means I have long legs too. Sometimes I surprise myself. Oh goodness, Tiffany. So just find your edge. You can always walk your hands out. Forearms can come to blocks or the floor too. So just depending. But we'll be here for a few breaths. So try to get comfortable in this posture. This is so good for your hips. So, and your back too. Any type of hip stretching is going to help with the back. So if you have low back pain or anything like that, it's usually because your hips are tight. So that all kind of stems together. They all like hate each other. And so pain happens because of tightness. So just take some deep breaths here. Feel into the stretch. You could even tap into some of that breathing we did at the beginning. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. On that next exhale, begin to shift your hips back. Just walk your hands and then swing around your left leg. And you can just kind of sit back onto your heels and just notice like, oh, they both are even. Yay. All right, so let's move our blocks out of the way. Well, you can keep them at the front if you're using them. And let's come to standing. Oh, we made it to standing. So however you get there is perfectly fine. I don't normally come up to standing in this class, but today is the day. High five your neighbors. We made it to standing. Good job, everybody. Let's plant our feet firmly into the mat. So let's lift up all the toes and set them down. Feel strong, feel grounded here. And then just wiggle the hips a little bit and just find that settling feeling. And then shoulders down and back, hands out to the sides, find your mountain. So maybe there's a slight bend in the knees. Maybe you have to tuck your hips a little bit, shoulders are down, tuck your chin. So you're finding this like natural curve to your spine. Take a deep breath here. And then close your eyes if you feel comfortable enough and just like trust your body for a moment. And like ask it right now, like, how do I feel? Do I feel like this is effortless? Do I feel like I can stand here all day? Because you can, your body has you, it's not going anywhere. It's kind of like this trust fall without falling. Like trusting your body, it's kind of cool. You can go ahead and open your eyes if you'd like. Inhale, both arms come up, circle all the way to the top. Press your palms together. Exhale, we fold all the way back down. You can just set your hands on blocks here if you'd like, and then let's take your feet as wide as the mat. And if you'd like, you can bend your knees and kind of widen your knees, allow your belly to hang, and then straighten your legs. So that's a fun trick for your belly to just kind of get more cozy in between your thighs. You can tuck your chin to chest and just kind of hang out here in this forward fold. And then think about your hips opening up here. You're just kind of allowing gravity to do its job. You could be grabbing opposite elbows or even kind of clasping behind your calves and pulling your chest towards you. So wherever you're at is perfect. And then slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way back up to standing. Allow yourself to kind of calibrate here. Take a deep inhale. Let's circle the arms all the way up to the top. Press our palms together, and exhale, we fold all the way back down. Inhale, we halfway lift. Relax our neck, look down, and exhale, we fold. Inhale, we circle our arms and rise all the way up to the top. Press our palms together, and exhale, we go right back into it, all the way back down. Inhale, we rise and find our half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we circle the arms all the way back up to the top. Press palms together one more time. Exhale, we fold. All the way back down. Inhale, we rise and find half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up to the top. Press our palms together and come back to center. Take some deep breaths here. Sip of water, whatever you need to do. Fix your hair. I feel like my hair is just like constantly in the way. I've been like debating on haircuts. I haven't gotten it cut in forever. I think like that's the thing about haircuts. Like women tend to, at least I know a lot of people who tend to not get haircuts for a long time. It's been like a year for me. All right, come back to center and let's find our backs. So move your blocks out of the way. If you need some cushion anywhere, grab it. So come down to the mat and let's find our backs. So bend your knees and plant your feet onto the mat. And let's just begin rocking our knees side to side, allowing your low back to kind of just release here. Feeling good. Got the heart rate going this morning. Yes. Come back to center and then let's cross right knee over or right foot over to the left knee. So finding a figure four. So here you can just stay here with the foot at a figure four, or you can even like press into the ankle and like allow it to like come down a little bit more, feeling more of a stretch here. So just kind of, you can play with that, or you could even rock your left leg to the left and to the right and just notice if like one side feels really good doing that. My back kind of like went snippety snap, snap, crackle, pop. So if yours does that too, then that's awesome. Kind of gave myself a little adjustment there. But yeah, so if it feels good, then lean into it. If it doesn't, you can always stay just kind of like back to center. This is opening up your hips. So it's a great way to like open the hips and just kind of let gravity do its job. And this is a great way to like access pigeon if you're not able to like get right on top of your hips. Like if your hips are super duper tight. So, and I like this to just like end the practice on sometimes too. So just take a deep breath here in this version of the pose. And then come back to center if you're off to the left or to the right. And allow your right leg to uncross. And then let's cross our left leg to right knee. So find the version of the pose that feels the best. You can flex your ankle or whatever. And then just, you can begin to rock side to side if you'd like, or you can stay at center and just allow gravity to kind of do its job here. So totally up to you. It's your practice. You do what feels good. And we'll be here for maybe like 5 more breaths. So you could stay off to one side for a couple of breaths. And then just make sure you do the other side. And then you can ask yourself, like, how do I feel now? How do I feel? Then come back to center. Allow your left leg to uncross. And you can kind of do that same windshield wiper action we did before. And then let's extend our right leg. Left knee comes into chest. Grab behind the left knee with the right hand and help it over to the right, finding supine twist. So extending our left arm and finding that deep twist in the spine. So you can go as far forward as you'd like, or you could kind of just go very gently. So it's up to you to decide what feels good on your spine. If you'd like to go deeper, take a deep inhale, maybe come out of a little bit, and then exhale, fold and twist a little deeper. On that next exhale, begin to just unroll all the way back down. So left hip comes down, both feet can come to the mat, lift up the hips and align yourself for the other side. So extend our left leg now, right knee comes into chest, and then grab behind the right knee with the left leg, helping behind the right leg, helping it over to the left, extending our right arm out to the side. Take a deep inhale, lift the leg slightly, and then exhale, we fold. And then just take some deep breaths here, feel into the stretch. You might be up like this, and that's awesome. Like wherever you are in your twist is awesome. So just feel into it, feel good about it. On that next exhale, begin to unwind, bringing your feet down to the mat. Place both feet onto the mat, lift your hips, and then bring the soles of the feet to the outside edges of the mat and allow your knees to just kind of like knock together. So it's like you're making a little triangle. So this is awesome to just kind of stretch the hips one more time. Feeling into the stretch. You can bring your arms above you, so it's like they're making a little diamond shape. Think about shoulders away from ears. Fingers are reaching towards each other. And we're just kind of allowing our back to settle here while we stretch out our hips. So you can stay here, or if there's one more thing that you want to do, like a happy baby or a reclined butterfly, or even just like a gentle back massage where both knees come into the chest, go ahead and do that. I'll give you like 1 minute of free yogi playtime. You do whatever feels good to you for your practice. You might even want to do something like bridge or wheel if that's in your regular yoga practice. I would just say as long as it's part of your yoga practice and you know how to get in and out safely, then you could go for it. Just 2 more breaths here. On that next exhale, begin to come back to center and allow yourself to find that shavasana that feels amazing. So, whatever that feels like for you, it might mean your knees are bent, it might mean your legs are extended. Find that shavasana that makes you feel like a rock star, and you can stay in it all day long because this is your shavasana. So, take the time to find it. You can try different things. Maybe you like to keep your knees up, like we did that broken warrior, or maybe you want to do reclined butterfly. Like, feel into the posture however you want. Your hands can be by your sides, your hands can be up and overhead. So wherever you'd like to be there. Take a deep inhale, an open mouth exhale. Let it go. What do we feel? Deep inhale, open mouth exhale. Let your body sink here. Really be heavy on the mat. Let the earth support you. This posture is meant to seal in the practice and to just kind of clear your mind. This is the most important part of the practice. It's very hard to clear your mind. Even advanced yogis struggle with this. So if you struggle with clearing your mind, you're not alone. So let's just get any wiggles out that we need to. Hands, feet, neck, chin. Let's relax our shoulders, relax our jaw. Take tension out of any place that you can. And then begin to clear your mind and notice like if there's anything that's coming up for you. You can just observe this or even just like label it. So you could say label it later, or like I'll get to you when I get to you, or not now. You choose your labeling system. It's your mind. And then maybe think of your favorite color, and you could think of it as a feeling within you, like how does it make you feel? Or you could think of it as like a shape. Maybe it morphs from square to circle to triangle. Maybe it's 3-dimensional, maybe it's 2-dimensional. And let's just take a moment to just like sink into the mat. And the next few minutes will be in silence to enjoy your Shavasana. Tap back into the breath. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Wiggle fingers and toes. Circle out wrists and ankles. Take both arms overhead for a full body stretch. Let it feel sweet. And then slowly roll over onto one side and push your torso up to find a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center when you're ready. Tuck your chin and close your eyes. And thank yourself for showing up today and for being present and for asking the hard questions with the intention. I just encourage you to check in with yourself if this is your only yoga practice throughout the week. How do I really feel about this? It's kind of a question we forget to ask ourselves sometimes. And then bring your thumbs to your third eye. The divine light inside of me honors the divine light inside of each and every one of you. Namaste. Awesome job, everybody. So high five your neighbor. Great, great job. Get the people down below. Thank you for coming to the class. And if you haven't already signed up, I am doing a 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time class later on today. So it'll be my first time doing it at that time. So I'll be doing that every week on Tuesdays at 4. So check it out. So I'm adding some more evening classes to my schedule. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bye.